Hello Pokemon lovers and welcome to a brand new episode of Rating All Pokemon, where I rate a whole bunch of Pokemon each week. Actually not a whole bunch, about 5. There's something on my lens and it's been bothering. Oh, there we go. Hi. Hey. Sorry. Today we are doing some steel type Pokemon and there's a line in here that a lot of people hate, but I think they're great. So let's just start. Also, we're hitting the 600 mark today. That's a lot of Pokemon. Let's go. Starting out with number 597, it's Ferroseed. Now, Ferroseed is a grass and steel type Pokemon. Did Brock have one of these? Oh no, he had the other one, didn't he? Doesn't matter. Ferroseed is a steel and grass type Pokemon that lives in caves. It looks like a, well, you know, a seed. It mostly looks like a durian, which is a really smelly fruit. Now, the more you know, right? Now, what it does is it lives in caves and it sticks itself to walls and then sucks out the mineral energy from the rocks in the cave. Now, I don't know how that works. I don't know how much energy rocks have, but I guess I shouldn't underestimate rocks because they can kill you if used by a human or an animal. Now, you know, it doesn't have legs, so it rolls around over the floor, and if it's threatened, it shoots out spikes from all over its body and, you know, rolls away. Just rolls away. Now, Ferroseed is based on durians, which is the smelly fruit I mentioned before, but it might also be based on cockleburs, which is a word I have never heard before in my life, but they're a thing. Cockleburs and conkers. These words sound like they're from fucking Harry Potter. They don't sound real to me. Conkers and cockleburs. They all have big thorns, spiky skin, thick skin, but it also looks and may be based on a mace or a flail because it's iron and filled with spikes. I give Ferroseed a 3 out of 5. At level 40, Ferroseed evolves into Ferrothorn. Now, Ferrothorn just pretty much looks like a Ferroseed that has been flattened and grew some arms, which is pretty much what it is. It has these 3 vine-like arm things that, again, look like flails. These can be used as legs to walk around on, but it also uses them to hang on ceilings of caves. And when it's hanging in caves and prey walks under it, it will shoot spikes at the prey and, you know, just hurt them. Pokemon Black says, it fights by swinging around its 3 spiky feelers. A hit from these steel spikes can reduce a boulder to rubble. They're pretty rough, Another word that's been used a lot in the Pokédex entries is obliterate. Obliterating opponents with its spiky arms. Now, like I said before, its arm things resemble flails. It may also be based on the tribulus, which is a type of very spiky plant. The Roman name for tribulus used to mean caltrops too, which are those spiky things that are being laid on the ground to hurt soldiers' feet. So there's a lot of spiky things going on in this one. And the tri in tribulus means 3. And it has 3 arms. Seems legit. I give Ferrothorn a 4 out of 5, I think. It's not great, is it? It's alright. It's alright. Can you see my knee here? If you can, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be comfortable. The next Pokemon up in our list is number 599. We're getting so close to 600, guys. It's Klink. It's Klink! And I know that everyone's like, oh, Klink's just 2 gears. It is just 2 gears. But you know what? I like it. So, as Klink are created, their 2 gears are always meant to be together. Like, they cannot cohabitate with other gears, which is really romantic. If you ask me, like, they are soulmates, my dude. Soulmates. Isn't that beautiful? And then the other thing is that it creates life energy by spinning around its other gear. It's even more romantic. It's also, you know, how mechanical things work sometimes. That's how gears work. But I think it's romantic, and I will be looking at gears in a really different way from now on. They're in love. Now, Professor Juniper, the professor of Gen 5, has researched Klink and found out that they were only discovered 100 years ago in Chargestone Cave in the Unova region. So they're pretty new. We don't know how they came to exist, but you know, they exist. Now, Klink is, like I said, based on a pair of gears. There are many different types of gears, and Klink is most likely based on spur, helical, or herringbone gears. I don't work with gears a lot, so I just had to look at my cheating phone for that. Now, the shiny version of Klink is copper, so could be based on copper gears, I guess. Klink's name comes from Klink, as in the sound that gears make when they touch each other, probably, and link, maybe, because they're linked. The Japanese name for Klink is Gyaru, which just sounds like gear. Gyaru. It's like Hirudaru, you know? Gyaru. I love it. 4 out of 5. At level 38, Klink evolves into Klank. Which is also number 600, Pokemon number 600. Guys, I've been going for a long ass time. We're at Pokemon 600. Are you fucking kidding me? Thought I'd be done by now, but I'm really not. Now, I never noticed this before, but Klank actually has... Klang. It's not Clank. Klang. Klang actually has 2 faces. The tiny gear, just like Klink does, and the big gear also has a face. It has 2 eyes, a square and a round one, and a little mouth that's like me. When it gets angry, its gears start rotating really fast, and the way it communicates is by switching around the direction of its gears. That doesn't communicate with its other gear because they cannot both spin different. No, they do spin different directions. Doesn't matter. That's how they, you know, communicate with each other. Here's a dark entry from Pokemon Black and White 2. A mini gear and a big gear comprise its body. If the mini gear it launches at a foe doesn't return, it will die. Again, they cannot live without each other. It's very romantic. Don't underestimate the Klang, the Klink, or the Klinklang. Klang is also based on gears, mostly the sun and planet type gears, which are a gear and another gear that spin around each other. Now, the tiny one is the planet, the big one is the sun. They spin, or it's the other way around. The big one is the sun, the tiny one's the planet, and they, you know, spin around each other. That's the sun and planet gears. Now, the Japanese name for Klang is Gigyaru, which is Gyaru gear, but it says Gigyaru, because the first Gi means that there's another gear now. There's now 3 gears. Gigyaru. It makes no sense, but I love it. 4 out of 5. At level 49, Klang evolves into Klinklang. And Klinklang has more gears. It's more gears. It now has 1, 2, 3, 4 gears and a little circle around it. This is madness. This is madness, my friends. The gears in Klinklang, they are like independently sentient from each other. So the big one with the face and the tiny one with the face both have their own brain, which is imminent in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where they communicate with each other. The tiny one calls the big one big gear, and the big one calls the tiny one small gear or something. And that is how that happens. I guess, I mean, at least they're never alone. Klinklang uses tiny little gears as projectiles. It can spray them into the earth, onto the earth, and it is very dangerous. Pokemon Black says, its red core functions as an energy tank. It fires the charged energy through its spikes into an area. So the one with the big red bit is the energy saving device. Very, very environment friendly, I guess. Klinklang is also based on gears. It is based on the Sun and Planet gear, a bevel gear, and an external gear. I'm not a mechanic, but if you are a mechanic, you have learned something today, and also you probably already knew by looking at it, because it's what you do. It's what you do. Now, the Japanese name for Klinklang is Gigigeru. Gigigeru, which comes from geru, which means gear, and gi, meaning it has more gears now. It has 2 extra gears. Gigigeru. This is madness. The French name is Click. And I just think that's funny. And I give it a 5 out of 5 because I think Klinklang is hilarious and also very dumb. And I love it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something new today. I sure did. I did. Did I? Not really. But I do know what a sun and planet gear is now, and that is very valuable. I wish you all a very good week, and I hope you are enjoying life and the sunshine. And please let me know what you think of Klinklang in the comments down below. Goodbye.